Welcome back to Little Witchy Mischiefs, and now they have officially run out of music budget because now they're going to be reusing yet more music from the Unholy War in Map 11. So you can recognize this theme, guys.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna admit, Dwibs. I didn't always find the music that memorable, so I could not exactly tell. Well, okay, sometimes I can tell blatantly when they are reusing music, but a lot of other times, I guess maybe you could consider Unholy War's music a kind enough fit that it works, I guess.
So now we're in a temple.
Well, okay, basically they're reusing one of the battle map tracks now, but I guess it makes sense because we're in the second to last level, and so the stakes, whatever they are higher. Although it's kind of weird, you know, this music going on in the background, knowing what game it came from, yet you've got these character designs. Anyway, we've got dialogue coming up. This is the castle of...
Actually, that's Shiroi.
Sans.
Comic Sans.
This is the Castle of Sans.
Yeah.
Oh, that's you,
Is this scary to you guys? Jova.
I do not know what will happen from this point on.
Also, who are you?
She's technically the one connecting everything, yeah. Everyone, please be calm.
And that's the thing, she has interacted so little with the others. So.
Well, she did basically send out that SOS at the beginning.
Okay. Like Dwibs has mentioned to you, she's technically the one controlling the moves, and she is apparently the boss that enemies will face if they manage to reach it to the hero's sigil. We've never seen villains do that, though, so she has not had that much screen time in our playthrough. Technically, she's there, but I will admit, you'd think she would have more presence, all things considered.
And
again,
yeah, as I mentioned in the last part, as of this map, there are no more minigame level up opportunities. From now on, the only thing you can increase is your mana.
So I will say this, though. The music does sound fitting enough for the stakes to have risen, so I'm fine with them reusing this track from Unholy War. Besides, you know, something that sounds foreign and whatnot makes sense since we're fighting aliens or beings not native to any of V-Scroll's series, so in a way it works.
Well, I mean, whatever, Joe, it's a cutie honey. How they look like when they're standing still will look familiar to her.
Also, some of these enemies can actually phase through the walls or actually jump over them.
I remember I'm using the skip button.
Oh no, I know that. It's just that some of the maximum height that they can reach feels a bit arbitrary for some of these enemies. Also, yeah, now I'm starting to remember which specific theme from Holy War this one is.
Shame they don't actually use my favourite one of the map themes. Well, I'm guessing that would have stretched. Disbelief in terms of fitting music even for this game.
Oh, great! More.
Yeah, this is my tactic to try and make sure that they don't get too that they get as little mana in their pot as possible, so that I can whittle their mana down so much they can't summon any more enemies.
True, but it does still make like a war of attrition at the end of the day. Oh, great! A lot of bigger robots. Still, like I mentioned a couple of parts ago, it feels still odd that despite using enemies from both Pandemonium and Unholy War, there still are some omissions, like the Jaegers and or stuff like the humanoid unit, some of the other humanoid units. I guess it would have felt too weird to see them, because it looked less monstrous.
I mean, it would have been weird if they had the kamikaze submarine from Unholy War. Alright, come on, where are you going? Oh, I think someone heard your thing of the aliens not going for our base.
Again, it seems that the AI has interesting programming attached to it.
Well, they've gotten a bit smarter. I mean, I expect them to get a bit smarter at this point because we're near the end.
Suppose.
Yeah. Well, spoilers for a 22-year-old game.
How dare you?
Yeah, it only came out in one country.
Hmm.
It's the principle of the thing.
Oh, mind. I think maybe it was a good thing that for Toys for Bob that they had to struggle with using, how to understand stuff in Japanese. They won't be able to understand the plot, therefore they couldn't spoil it.
Let's have Honey on the field.
That seems to be, that's the most fluid animation that we get in terms of characters when they jump. They use it the most. Alright. Cutie Honey versus
Robo Lady.
Mikey Robot Lady. I mean, they're both
Also-
evenly matched.
Also, I guess this map doesn't have music.
No, it doesn't. I mean, sometimes the music doesn't start till a bit later on, or sometimes it doesn't play at all.
It's
Hey,
to show how serious things have gotten.
Or might be a glitch.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you how consistent it was.
Damn it.
Well, I mean, at least to get another shot. And we got some XP out of it, although I need to heal up at some point.
Yeah.
Okay, what am I going to use now? I think it's the triangle button you press to get that grid up, so you can accurately tell what position you're in. Because unlike on Holy War, the maps aren't shown in a grid regularly.
Mm-hmm. Again, it also doesn't help that instead of squares, like most traditional tactical games, it's instead using hexagons.
Oh, okay, well, took that enemy down to a little bit of health. Should be a doddle.
Hopefully.
Especially for the flying character that can negate the enemy's speed. As long as I can catch up, as long as I can hit her accurately.
Get back here, you pansy. There we go. She even has the same...
Also, that knockout sounded very sexual for some reason.
It was like that even in the original job. They just didn't alter it at all.
Tia, wait. Tia. You thought that the export to Japan would have censored something that sounded sexual?
Okay, not necessarily, but like, say, revoiced it in some kind of fashion?
Why would they do that? It's a grunt. Normally, grunts are often just left intact when you get stuff sent to another country and dubbed. Well, okay, it depends on the level of dub.
Wow, that enemy's going straight for the jugular.
Oh.
How? Wow, speak of the devil, we get
to see our hero in action.
So do you get to control her when this occurs?
Yes, but I better win, otherwise I'll lose the game.
So how powerful is she?
Strong enough to have a lot of XP, but we can't heal her.
Well, cried. She's down to 64.
Wow, even her victory animation is kind of lame compared to the others.
Well, we finally got to see her do something.
Hurrah!
Now you better guard her well, otherwise you'll be in trouble. She seems to be a bit slow on the moving speed, unfortunately.
Maybe she was too used sitting on a chair in her homeland or something. Oh yeah, speaking of anime, Shiroi.
Yeah?
You said that you're, I can't remember, did you say you've ever seen or at least heard of that Tokyo Mew Mew show?
If you're telling me about the new series, I know about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's basically they released new screenshots about it. Although another thing I heard about the 4Kids dub, they were gonna call it Hollywood Mew Mew,
What?
but
Oh yeah, because they have to make everything American.
but I'm guessing they thought that was too obvious, so they just called it Mew Mew Power.
That's equally as stupid.
Well, it's not too different from the original title, which also had Mew Mew in it.
Oh yeah.
And
Yes,
I'm sure you love those cat puns, Roy.
Oh yeah, totally.
Uh-huh.
They're awesome.
Yes, they were perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah,
okay. I'm gonna leave.
Perfect.
There we go.
I'm gonna leave the cat puns to either the first 60s bad Catwoman actress or Eartha Kitt.
Not a fan of the second one. And don't get me wrong, I get it. Eartha Kitt is the best one, but then again, I think maybe the second one was literally only there for the movie.
Yeah. Did you guys see my flip? Oh no, wait, I was behind the wall.
Sorry, the cameraman was a bit groggy.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. That's a bit of a downgrade in terms of presentation from the other game. In the in Unholy War, when you were doing the celebration, the camera panned around it so you could see the whole thing, and not to mention it added a bit of extra dimension. Whereas in this one, the victory fanfare, the camera's static.
Again, I get the idea it might be tied to how more rushed this game was.
Oh yeah, it is an interesting level.
Spiky balls.
Spiky balls, and they will hurt you if you get hit by, not just the shell.
Yeah, watch out, Dwibs. I think this map is really not in your favor.
Almost.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dead.
Yep, I've been really
You
proud
didn't
of
even
myself.
get the failure jingle.
Well, I mean, some of them. Well, remember that failure jingle was only for characters they didn't give all the voices to.
Ah, okay.
I'm guessing they're saying, "Oh no, I've lost." To that extent. More mana, please. Yeah. This is me trying to heal myself, well, heal her, but nope. Well, I can heal the rest.
Which some actually did need.
Yeah. We're not poor on. And there we go. Although I'm running low on mana again, but
And also unit.
don't worry, these characters are strong. They'll live.
One of them just died already.
She didn't die. She just got sent back to
The Shadow Realm.
Yeah,
no. The Light Realm. Remember, these are from the good side.
So, going off of 4Kids translation to Japanese stuff.
I suppose, because this is 1999 actually. That the 4Kids style of dubbing was starting to take off, so it is interesting seeing the other way around happen around the same time.
That's the thing. Ironically, 4Kids, even 4Kids themselves weren't as censorship crazy initially. Like at most, they mainly just turned bentos and rice balls into donuts, like,
And cheeseburgers.
It wasn't like they were trying to censor out the violence or whatnot.
I mean, you could also accuse 4Kids of being very favoritistic with their censorship choices. Like they didn't like half the stuff that they wouldn't. Like there were quite a few things that they got rid of when they were dubbing anime. Yet they kept them in when they were doing the 2003 Ninja Turtles show.
Oh yeah, like the one that literally has a guy who's only a brain suffering his continued existence and asking to die.
Also, Jova.
I still don't understand how they censor all guns in Yu-Gi-Oh! and yet the Kangaskhan episode of Pokemon was basically left. Why wasn't that episode?
Pedro. The guns were left intact in Sonic X as well. So your guess is as good as mine.
That's true, Joe, but that's not my point. My point is that, have you seen the Kangaskhan episode of Pokemon?
Is that the one where there's a guy that pulls a gun towards Ash in front of his face or something?
That's the Dratini one.
Okay.
That's one of the banned episodes. And yet the Kangaskhan episode, which is literally an episode of incredibly horrible parents, in which the kid got lost because the father was basically just doing the Michael Jackson thing of having, him all over the window in an helicopter.
Yeah, I've got my revenge. The enemy is now dead.
Level up!
Or no, love up.
Love.
Yes, Pedro?
Basically, to give you an idea, there's also some implied pedophilia in it. Like, how the hell that
okay,
one,
how
much was A-okay with it, I have no idea.
Okay, how much implied is it? Is it like, blatant inferring, or is it like you kind of have to do a bit of gymnastics to see it?
Well, here, I'll tell you and you'll be the judge. Basically, when they find their kid in the years later, and the father literally unbuttons his shirt and shows his nipples, and he goes, "So son, do you remember Daddy?"
Excuse me?
Yeah.
I guess I would.
Weird.
I guess I would need to see that, but yeah, upon first hearing the way you describe it, it is suspect. Hanging in there,
dude, that's actually a new unit.
Yeah, basically, within a radius, it can either hit me or the way it spins around is so fast and heavy, the wind knocks off some of my health. I have no idea how else to explain it to you. Anyway, on with the battle. Shouldn't last too much longer, not this level anyway. So it's, I don't know, another one of the soul-sucking demons.
Well, it seems, man, thanks to the armor, you're able to withstand them a bit more.
Yeah, but the armor gives you a bit of, invulnerability, I should say, but it doesn't last too long, so you have to be very careful how you use it.
And be fast.
Yeah. Yeah,
so at this point, Dwibs, had you just memorized which each option meant in English?
I'd try. I didn't translate those. I just guessed and it worked out. So I just did my best to remember what the symbols were.
It does remind me back on the early days I emulated from the PSP.
I don't know what kind of Japanese it is. I don't know if it's kanji or hiragana. I couldn't tell you.
Where, because of the very huge difference in release date, I got to try stuff like the early Japanese versions of both the first Dissidia and the Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. So it was more of a guessing game to test each abilities, what we're doing. Jesus.
Yeah, you see what I mean? You have such harsh death screams like that. And then you have the little girl doing her adorable catchphrase on this gun.
Honestly, I kind of dig the dissonance. That's one of the cool things about a crossover occasionally.
Well, I mean, that's the thing though. I mean, it'd be one thing if the crossovers were fighting each other, but no, they're fighting on Holy War characters.
Maybe we should just go back to Fate where everything makes sense.
Sure it does, Jova.
Tio, it's simple. You have sex to give the mana transfers, and then you pair up with the historical figures, and you beat each other up to get a grail. Or in some cases, just screw the whole tournament and go over to your friend's house to eat. Or in other cases, just do a lot of drugs and get into wacky shenanigans every day. Or in other cases, fight with your distaff counterpart's son, who was born from you when you were sort of turned into a man for a bit of a time by Merlin, but then your crazy sister took some of your sperm and used that to create an evil bastard son/daughter of you that would then grow up to admire you until you rejected her, and then she would go crazy and try to kill you. Oh yeah. Although, you know, to be fair, the whole sex stab mana transfer thing is probably not even canon anymore, seeing as how the creator has admitted even he didn't originally want to do it, and that's really only available in, like, the very, very, very original version of the old visual novels. Like, they've made new versions that pretty much take out the sex scenes and whatnot anyway. Mind you, if there's enough demand, we might still play those original versions when we eventually get to the Fate series. Because, you know, that is quite a way to transfer the mana. And Rin is apparently very experienced in getting Saber wet.
What's wrong with a potion?
Well, Dwibs, potions aren't exactly as easy to come by in the Fate universe.
Alright, so now I've got the weird flying lizard creature.
Again.
Who's wearing a vest and suit, if I've realized. What's up with that?
It's considerably less buff probably war, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, but seriously, they put him in the whole vest and suit attire for this game. That's weird.
Maybe he's a really fancy vicious monster.
Is he the only one whose attire from Unholy War changed for this game?
Okay.
I think the addition was the lizard head.
I'm also on the idea that some of the robot enemies that we've seen, the big brown ones, were basically a reskinned version of the Jaegers. Because again, we haven't seen those at all, and the brown robots are the ones that are the closest to that design.
And he just rejuvenated some of his health anyway.
Keep in mind, Bravo, that I haven't played Pandemonium, so I don't know which specific enemies were from it.
More mana, please. Thank you very much.
Now you got
Right, Sally,
149.
Yeah. Okay, Sally, blow him up.
I wonder if she blows up stuff as much as Mega Man does.
He didn't kill the monster, but at least whittled it down, so he should be done within 1 or 2 hits.
Actually, I'm trying to remember. Is there a Konosuba video game?
Well, I'm pretty sure there has been at least one. Let me check.
Die.
Come on, accept your fate. Whoa! Send him crashing down to the ground.
Also, Jova, the way you mentioned it, it sounded more like Mega Man than Megumin.
Accents and all that, but Megumin.
Did they call it that just to see how, to make sure that Capcom wouldn't do something?
Let's see, video games, there we go. There was a PC video game in 2016.
On Steam?
No, probably Japanese exclusive. Yeah, it was actually bundled with the first Blu-ray DVD volume of the anime series.
Oh, so probably one of those Flash PC games or whatnot.
There was a visual novel adaptation for PS Vita and PS4 in 2017. I don't know. Keep in mind, I don't know if some of these were localized or not. There was also a port of that for the Nintendo Switch in December 17, 2020. At least supposedly. I don't know if we actually updated that. There was another PS4 and PS Vita. I think it's still another visual novel released in 2019 with an updated version released in 2020 for PS4 and Switch. Also a mobile title done also in 2020. And another game for PS4 and Switch at the end September 24, 2020. So there is plenty of stuff. So the thing that I noticed that just happened apparently recently, just by skimming through the article, is that apparently the series has been banned in Russia because of its depiction of reincarnation, which was thought to encourage suicide by lawmakers. What? Mr. Putin, I don't think that's how it works.
Yep, I can move more now.
So
Perfect
I guess
timing.
Dwibs, this is the final map, right?
No, it's got one more to go.
It's
Oh,
the
okay.
penultimate one.
No, because I thought, oh, maybe the witch is the actual unit that you face at the actual control point.
It will be, just not in this map.
Okay.
There's the music.
It's weird, though. It's still, like Blue said, it's very sporadic, and sometimes it.
And delayed at times too.
I don't know what to tell you.
Maybe the game is just giving up on Dwibs, so it's on the stretch. Well, have you checked?
Remember, I think it was at this point that they just switched the fax machine off.
Also, Dwibs, you bought technically a used copy, correct?
Yes.
It might have been, a bit used.
Oh no,
some
no,
signs.
the disc was in pretty good condition for something that's been around for 22 years.
Okay.
It got hit by the balls.
Imagine buying this game fresh and brand new in 2021.
Pretty sure there are no real new copies.
You'd
Unless
be
limited-
surprised, dear.
Unless someone like Limited Run Games done something weird and actually makes a reprint.
I mean, do they even have the source code anymore?
They could actually obtain it. Again, it's only
Let's
a
not
matter
forget,
of...
Dwibs, this was made by Western Dev, so there's probably a better chance that they did keep on the source code.
Yeah, that is also true. Especially considering the Toys for Bob, as you mentioned, do also keep a copy of these in their offices. Ow.
Yeah, one of my favourite ones was from Unholy War, where every time I hit one of the monsters, it was like, damaged. Shame that one wasn't in the game.
Okay, so I think there are no more monsters around, right? Oh, just one. Okay.
Yeah. But the power of editing. Yeah, don't run into the balls, you moron.
I love his grunt. It's
Like you said, the AI seems to be all over the place with this game.
Where did the Frana devils go?
I guess it's a matter of since they are deemed a low-level unit, they stop being spawned by the AI.
Because remember, on the Unholy War, they were on the front cover.
Yeah. Nope. Sorry, Dwibs.
No, just did it.
Oh, you managed to do it at the very last second.
Yep, and insult to injury, just before he died, he got hit by a ball.
Oh no.
at least it
When I
wasn't
get to the
in...
magic 20 mark. Well, not on this map, I won't, but yeah. You can't use your magical powers on the map on a boss platform. You have to do it the old-fashioned way. Oh, I'm fighting the fire demon.
Oh, finally you show
These
up.
guys were a complete pain in the arse in Unholy War.
I guess we understood that considering she is the penultimate boss.
Even if I've got the flying character, it's still a bit of a handful for me to catch up with.
That said, you're kind of beating her. Actually, very much so. In fact, you've got 40 seconds left and she's down to 12.
Yeah, but she's using the the
Harakiri.
ground pound move.
There we go.
And you just blew out her flame.
Yeah, what she said.
You blew her out.
And that is the penultimate match done.
Ow, ow. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I don't know which one's yes and which one's no, so I had to guess when I first played this.
Assuming the question was a yes or no question.
Maybe it meant, do you want to give us your bank account details?
I'm sure.
Good job this was a 1999 game. If it was like on PS4, I'd have been in trouble. Alright, final level. So it means all odds I'll be the strongest, and the boss will also be the strongest, and multi-layered. And I can only summon two new units to the field.
Really?
Yeah. I'm guessing because you already got the acting and everything. We're finally...
We're finally here!
Performing for you.
If you know the words, you can join in too. Go on, Shiroi.
Evil, which is right ahead.
In a little...
And a little water?
Yeah. Everyone, do you
And a little water! I'm sorry!
You will never know, Tio.
Finish your sentence!
Let's go, everyone. It's time to regain peace.
Right, that's what we're doing here.
Yeah. Reclaiming the peace. I don't know if
Beautiful.
that's accurate, or if it's my fan sub-level translating.
Also, I recognize this film too from another war.
Yeah. Oh shit. The boss enemy is going to be level 25 when we face them.
Oh boy, one of them's a fire demon. You can tell things are serious when what was literally the penultimate boss now comes in droves at you.
Yeah, and they got a soul sucker. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Speed to win.
Yeah, again, I still don't know how that works. I'm too far away from them. What does
It
he
just
do?
does.
Hit the air.
Oh dear. Ow.
Oh, come on, what did Sally do to you? Oh yeah, beat your one.
She didn't finish her sentence.
I don't know. Was there supposed to be more, but I didn't translate it? I don't know.
I get the idea. Okay, considering the phrase, if that was our guest, I guess it would have been, you know, the translation probably would have been something more like, we only need to go a little further. Considering where the characters are in that moment, how the phrase turned out, I get the idea that's what it was supposed to mean.
I wonder if maybe that's how it is actually done in the Japanese style. Like, it's just like, well, we're supposed to assume that that's a lead into what Chappie has to say. It's a weird one, but...
It still doesn't make sense. Like, the sentence, even if you take it that way, still doesn't make sense.
The only reason I'm not doubting goods is like, well, it wouldn't be out of character for a Japanese script to work that way.
Okay,
Well,
even if it's a different culture and everything, Java, they still don't have like phrases that are not finished.
They do sometimes. Sometimes.
So that's 2 strikes. Nobody's finishing their sentences, and everything's written in Comic Sans.
Poor
Well,
Tio.
to be fair, that's my choice of font. You know,
No.
Japanese.
That's the thing, Dwibs. You didn't really use Comic Sans for the translation font. It was only for the map, you know, labeling.
The map labels.
Yeah. The font they actually used for translation looked more like traditional Arial.
I'm guessing that's her form of.
She's secretly Canadian. There we go. Yeah, that's also the thing. You even stop hearing the victory jingle at some points.
Again, you know, the victory jingle and defeat jingles only play when they didn't add a character line for victory or defeat.
Alright.
And another fire creature.
Oh, great.
Is this game trying to tell me something?
Putting all of those game plans.
But you're in the final level? I mean, it's pretty obvious, huh?
You know what they say, out of the frying pan and into the fire.
Lady.
No, I think the frying pan would be worse.
You sure?
Yeah.
What about a heated up frying pan?
In the fire, I died.
But that's the thing, the frying pan isn't always meant to kill you, just to incapacitate.
I dissolve and die in a frying pan.
Speaking of dissolving, what was up with that?
See, for example, here you got the victory jingle.
Yeah, like the
Again,
camera
yeah,
actually
they're
whipped
only-
around.
They're only for characters that don't have a victory phrase.
Okay.
So you can like just go around the enemies and hey, make a beeline right for the sigil, can't you?
Now, I want to get rid of as many enemies as I can, so they can't just beeline to my boss.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Again, it results into war of attrition, brother. Also,
area of attack.
If I recall correctly, this is the Unholy War theme that plays during the intros of the stages, the one that get a narration from the omniscient figure.
Wow. Okay, so the arena changes based off of how close you are to the boss.
No, it seems to be the same.
Yeah, it just changed perspective.
And the spawning point of both contenders.
And Only War was like that too. Oh.
Does like it sounds like Mumbo Jumbo from Banjo-Kazooie.
Why is the bombs falling out of its arms?
That's the most convenient place to store them for a robot.
I don't know.
Awkward.
Just give me a minute to stretch after being blasted by missiles and cannons.
And lasers.
I mean, this one will be more of a fair fight. Two characters that can fly.
Another likes to mother the letter A a lot.
Again, in Japanese, I'm guessing that's like
Take
fire,
that.
fire,
Yeah, it's kind of like
Yeah.
that.
At least he's not using the Kanari laser scope.
She did.
Yeah,
Fire, 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 fuck.
I actually wonder for which specific games the Konami Laser Scope was compatible aside from the one that the AVGN showcased.
Me
I mean,
personally,
when
the peripheral that I saw in the AVGN video, that I'm surprised was the one that worked the most, was the one where you have to put that pilot's wheel in that little tiny circle thing on that motion capturing bit. Or the other camera can have another fail there.
But when Namco actually released the light gun, peripheral for some of their games for the PlayStation, it was actually compatible with a lot of games for the system. So I wonder.
I think I figured out how to get rid of the sky. Stay far away and use my ranged magic. There we go. That's a bit of detail actually there. It does show them going back to their base even on the overworld map. And Hollywood didn't do that. I don't think it did. Shouldn't I be using Sally right about now? At least get rid of one of them.
You're the player, not me.
Yes, I am. Here we go. And away you go, sir. The whole kind of noise is that.
Stock sound effect, yes.
Not very appropriate for this game, though, is it?
No.
It'd be like if in Thomas the Tank Engine, you had like someone doing a really blood-curdling scream. Oh, I'm so close to that one mana generator, but I can't get to it. Alright, this one should be oh, forgot, it was the fire monster.
Your favorite.
Yeah. Basically, Pedro, these monsters were my worst nightmare in Holy War.
He's got a better handle on dealing with them in this game.
Yeah, because, well, most of these characters, because of the anime, they're thought they could block.
Wasted.
Look how the fire stops when you beat the level. I only get 20 EXP for that.
So it would seem.
Oh crap.
What?
I got the Brain Scrambler. She's gonna move randomly now on her turn. Not while battling, thankfully. Because when they're getting involved into a situation where I can't really defend myself properly.
It's okay, she's taken out now.
Yeah, but the curse is still there.
Oh, yes.
So how do we deal with that?
We just wait till it goes away.
What a terrible...
That sounds like it could take a while, though.
Yeah.
No, only like 1 or 2 moves. Die already. Oh, you don't
No.
even a fire demon. You're just a winged lizard.
In a suit and vest now.
Maybe it's just from really far away, it just looks like it.
No. I mean, even looking up close, he's in much more fancy attire than he was in that Holy War. Like, maybe they wanted to make him out to be like a Sailor Moon villain? You know, the kind of monster that dresses elegantly but is still a monster.
Well, from what I've looked up elsewhere online, I'm not sure how true this is, but apparently at one point the Sailor Moon franchise was considered to be in the game, but it didn't make it in ultimately.
Let me guess, they thought... Let me guess, they thought, oh, this Sailor Moon thing will never catch on, it'll probably just be a fad.
In 1999.
Well, it was a much newer show at that time, let's not forget.
Well, in America, yes, but in Japan, and over here in particular, it was already super popular, Joe, I can tell you that.
Yeah. Hey, this game was made in 1999, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
So in the case of why they didn't include Sailor Moon, how far was Sailor Moon into its production at this point?
Probably would be a pain to work with.
Well, that's the thing, Pedro. I've got 2 things. One, Sailor Moon had ended in 1997, and 2, Toei did all these animes that are here.
Okay. Yeah, true. He's got a point. So, if Toei would have been a pain with that, it should have been a pain with all of these, so...
I guess Sailor Moon was the most expensive one.
Okay. Was Sailor Moon, like, as popular as these shows at the time that this game was made?
At the time this game was made, Sailor Moon was the most popular magical anime of all time.
People should mind, Joe, that Japan has a tendency of... for products to try to shoehorn in, like, say, the newer newer shows that are like about to come out. That's why, for example, stuff like Jump Force did still included My Hero Academia and Black Clover characters, despite their own shows being relatively recent, as for the time that the game was coming out.
So, okay, do you guys have any ideas as to why they didn't include Sailor Moon then?
They just wanted to focus on older properties.
Yeah.
Also, again, the price potentially.
Plus, the whole premise of this game was your favorite 60s to 80s magical girls.
Oh, then there you go. That's why.
Sailor Moon was the 90s, so I would have gone against it a little bit.
Again, you know, honestly, I would not mind.
I would have bet you the odds would have been that Toys for Bob would have probably known more about Sailor Moon than any of these other anime.
Well, yeah, Sailor Moon is one of the 5 big animes that started the whole, you know, trying to think of what we normally call it, but you know, the big, the anime boom overseas. Boom. Yeah,
the anime boom over the early 2000s.
Again, 5 anime: Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, Sailor Moon, Ranma 1/2, and Tenchi Muyo. One does have to wonder, though. Honestly, again, you know, I would not mind seeing this concept, specifically the concept of magical girl anime crossover thing, be done again. But in, you know, today's day and age where crossovers would be more elaborate.
I mean, apparently it has been done a couple of more times since.
Oh.
But again, they're Japan exclusive.
What other times? I'm curious.
That's all I know, Joe. I couldn't tell you the names of the game.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, Sailor Moon would have totally been a shoo-in for this game if it probably weren't for the gimmick they were going for in the time era and whatnot. But it's interesting. In this sense, at the time of this game's making, it was a way for the old guard to make a triumphant return of sorts. Video game format.
Yeah, although the thing is, in terms of the voice actresses, I never mentioned this before, at least one of them had died in the interim years between the anime coming out and this game. So in the case of Sally, at least, they got her voice actress from the 1989 anime to basically voice her 1966 counterparts.
Were they that different?
I couldn't tell you.
Yes, your battle speed has increased, honey.
Oh my god, how many units are spawning?
Again, it's the final boss, so... we shouldn't be too near the end, hopefully. Great, the soul stuff.
Can't you tell by the epic music?
Yeah, Bird fights and commands it, so...
Wow, you dealt with that guy pretty quick.
And I mean, you just said that sharing Dwibs when there was actually no music at all. Oh my god.
Yep, another one.
Well, don't worry, I'm wearing down its mana counts.
Let's you and her fight. Seriously though, Sally's really putting in overtime as the team's head at the moment.
Yeah, because remember, I picked Astro as the main character, but since Sally could fly, I just decided, you know what? Anime does this anyway. I'm just going to replace the main character we had with the Ensemble Dark Horse.
I wouldn't say anime always does that, but yeah, it does happen quite a bit. It's like on Higurashi.
Alright, so can we finally now face the evil witch? No! Oh my god!
Don't worry, I make short work of them. I make short work of them.
We're nearly done, Tia.
That witch is not gonna give up easily.
See, told you. 5 seconds.
Yes, well done, honey.
You see, Sally knows what she's doing.
Okay, go get him.
And another one.
Level 12. It's okay, hit him for 59 damage. Now...
Okay,
Go
I
ahead
think
and
you
attack.
could have ignored this one and actually go straight for the control point.
Did
I
the
want
boss
more
forget to wake up today?
But I want more EXP.
Ah, going in with the Undertale mentality only.
Yeah. I want more. Well, I mean, it's not as in your face as in Undertale, but. Yeah.
Can you imagine? It's wrong that you killed all these people to try and save the world from this witch, you evil magical
Ugh.
girls.
Yeah, that wasn't exactly. So yeah, now to just save the game before I face the final boss.
And I'm sure there'll be no more spawns from the sigil.
Well, it's got no mana left.
Exactly.
So the enemy has exhausted all their resources.
Now, it's just
And we
us
have 4
and
levels
this
weak.
witch.
I'm 4 levels weaker, but
I see, Queen Barrel.
I know.
Oh wow.
No time limit.
I see Queen Barrels' crazy drunk sister showed up and wait, that's it?
Not yet.
I guess she has a second form.
Well, first cutscene.
Hello, mommy.
Oh yeah.
ここまでたどり着けたことは褒めてやろう。だが、その程度の力で私を倒すことができると思うのか。なんと愚かなことか。まあよい。これからお前たちは我が野望の糧として
No, he
身
won't.
を捧げるのだからな。精霊の言葉に耳を傾けたことを
Hey, the spirits tell us what's what. Just ask Aerith.
What? Get stabbed to death?
And she
I'm
turned
gonna say she's
into...
dead.
A
Just-
dragon? I
Well-
can barely see what the fuck is going on.
Well, if this is its second form, I guess it's about the difficulty up or something. Everything's in red.
So apparently,
Oh, and now the floor is lava.
so apparently she turned into sort of the dragon equivalent of a naga, where her top half is human, a bit naked, but her bottom half is that of a dragon.
Oh, I mean, at least there's no time limit.
And being a dragon, I guess she's immune to lava.
Yeah, and see the I can't touch the lava otherwise. And there we are. That's all. Which is just beaten.
And Sally did it. Who's surprised even at this point?
There's a couple more cutscenes.
Eh?
Oh my god, she literally disintegrates.
And she laughs about it.
It seems I have been defeated.
She's very sportive, I guess.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah, if we let you go.
暴走を始めておるぞ。さて、どうする？
What, with no arms and
魔
legs?
力がある
Yeah,
限り
yeah, yeah, keep telling
私の
yourself
野
that,
望は
honey.
滅びはしない。また会おう。
No, you won't.
精霊に導かれし
There's
者
no,
たち
so
よ。
this game never got a sequel.
Is there
I
like...
mean, for Toys for Bob's sake and Bagful, I would have driven them insane. Another cycle like this.
I guess they would hope for it to be better.
皆さんの活躍
Oh,
に
hello,
あなたのあるべきと
mother.
ころへ帰っていきます。本当にありがとう。
Sure.
人が困っている。
So, is there like some true ending where the witch is truly defeated, or...
Wait. We will never forget the feeling of seeing people in danger.
We'll never forget how we had to fight for our lives!
Again, what we're saying is that we will cherish the experience of these hardships.
Hey, some of you didn't really factor that much into this campaign.
Nope.
But we all did it together.
At least we get some kind of ending, cutscene.
Yes, let us look to the sky, where giant versions of ourselves look down upon us.
Yeah, this is what I meant.
Common thing, get out of me.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. But in general, again, it showcases the simplistic nature of this kind of crossover. But there's barely an interaction, and the ending is just this.
Again,
that's my issue with this game. It's a bit too simple for its own good.
I'm curious, Dwibs. Is there like a 100% version ending where there's a more definitive close to the witch? So the witch.
No.
So basically, the witch was
again,
just.
there's different dialogue, but I'm not playing this game. I don't think the game's bad. Also, that's the only credit Crystal Dynamics get. But yeah, it's not that the game's bad or anything. It's just playing it the same thing 7 times, even for slightly different level variation in dialogue. It's not something I've been doing for a full playthrough. I'll do it on my own, but not for a playthrough.
So basically, the witch was just talking out of her ass the entire time, and she is dead.
Well, yeah, it's disintegrated into nothing. It's a bit hard to come back from that.
But yeah, look, it's not like this game is terrible, but it does have an issue similar to Bound Wonderworld in that it's too simple for its own good. That's nice.
Yeah. Thanks, Yadi. Anyway, last bit. The
Sure.
spirit of the mirror defeated the evil magic and erased all memory of the incident.
What? Oh, God, it's one of those crossovers.
Oh, so this is a waste of time?
Nothing ever happened.
They all fought together.
Yes, Pedro?
Hey, Shiroi, but
It was reality.
it's best that
That
you
may not
forget
go
about these
happy enough.
events.
Even though she
Despite
didn't
of not
remember
having
it.
memory.
Oh, God, so it's one of those
I don't remember the story, but I'm gonna tell you that our memories got erased. Cool.
Maybe
Oh.
she doesn't really want to talk about it, so just pretends her memories.
What
Yeah,
were-
this is repressed memories, okay.
What was the point of this being a crossover if they don't even remember it? Like, I get that you don't want to maybe have certain stuff affect canon, but I'm pretty sure this was well enough removed that you could have them remember stuff like, ugh.
This could be an AU or something, I don't know.
I mean, well, the thing is, the most recent one of those characters to get an anime at this point was Akko. She had a new anime in 1998, but it didn't last very long.
Okay, what does that have to do with
I think
the
there was
issue?
a QT also anime around this time, at least in the works.
That being
I think there was
said,
at least one in the 2000s.
that being said, let's point out the irony in the script here. We will never forget the feelings, and then suddenly they forgot it all. Like, oh God, way to shoot your own script in its feet, game.
It's like the ending of Pokemon the first movie. It really is.
Like, oh, okay, you know what? At least the Pokemon the first movie, they didn't go on a spiel about how we'll never forget this here and there. Like, Mewtwo made it clear he was going to erase their memories. But this is like, well, just, again, we'll never forget it. And then immediately they contradict themselves.
Well, Jova, the two big witches said they wouldn't forget. They didn't say anything about the other characters.
What a load of crock. Like, you essentially kidnapped these magical girls to help you, and the way you repay them is wiping their memories.
I think the only one that's slightly worse than those two is Raiden.
I thought you were gonna say the witch, because, she was evil and all that.
No, I'm gonna say Raiden.
All right.
So it's not quite the end yet, so we're not going to do our final force right now. But we've got a couple of extra parts for you, so we'll see you for those.
See ya.
Yeah.